Quantum Strings. I am Chitan Chatterjee from 7 Quantum Academy with another wonderful world of the quantum vacuum fluctuation. A world called quantum vacuum and quantum vacuum fluctuation, both at the same time. Literally we know the meaning of the fluctuation, which fluctuates every time, and quantum, you know quantum when you have gone to the quantum physics. But quantum vacuum is such a concept which gives us the theory of everything, which gives us the mystery where from this universe was created and how did we come here, how are we spending our life, how did we get the life. It is not always the biological fact, it is metaphysical fact. It is Robert Penrose's theory, it is the quantum physics and efforts of the many scientists to establish the string theory, and an amalgamation of the string theory, quantum physics, metaphysics, Penrose's theories. It comes into light that quantum fluctuation is the ultimate truth. When does it happen? It happens before the Big Bang. Are you wondering? Just take us a look. What is vacuum actually? If you take a jar or a glass and there is nothing in the glass or in the jar, it is closed. We call it the empty space within it is vacuum. Everything is empty, which you see empty, we call it vacuum. But actually that does not mean. If we remove the glass walls, all the glass walls from the glass, only the space is there. So space is there also, so it is not really a vacuum. Vacuum is actually when space will not be there also. Time will not be there also. It is a matter of imagination. It is a factor of imagination. You will have to imagine because you cannot see, because we are living in the 3 dimensions and we cannot see everything with our 5 traditional sense organs with this our perception to get the actual look of this quantum fluctuation. Sometimes we look at the sky and we see different stars, galaxies, planets and everything. But also there are some empty space between any 2 celestial objects. Yes, you can say that we are not seeing. If we place Hubble Space Telescope, if we place James Webb Space Telescope, and even we place the normal binocular in our eyes, we can see many things which are not being seen between these 2 stars. Yes, you are right. For the invisibility, we are not getting these stars glimpse. We are not getting. But if we take it, if we focus our telescope to that place and go on zooming, still there will be some empty spaces. Physics have explained these empty spaces as the dark energy and dark matter. 95% of our visible universe is composed of dark matter and dark energy. And rest 5% we are living, we are watching, we are researching on. But this is not a vacuum. If we think that empty space is the vacuum, that does not mean correct. But if you look at the void, where it is, our Earth is in Milky Way. Our neighbor is Andromeda galaxy. And our galaxies are in a cluster and clusters are in supercluster. Beyond the Laniakea supercluster, millions and millions light years away, there is a void. There is no dark energy, no dark matter, not detectable anything, but there is a void. Can you call it an empty space, or can you call it a quantum vacuum or the vacuum of the nature? Yes, in the visible universe it is vacuum, but there is also invisible universe, you have to know. So, quantum vacuum is such a state where everything and nothing are residing in the same place. Many times I told in my earlier videos to explain the other factors of the quantum physics and string theory and astrophysics, that vacuum is such a place which is the combination of yes and no, everything and nothing, existence and non-existence. This existence and non-existence are co-residing at the same point. That means everything and nothing are the same. Everything is changing into nothing, nothing is changing into everything. Everything is changing into nothing, nothing is changing into everything. If we get 0, don't think that 0 is denoting that there is nothing. Actually, there is nothing and there is everything, is 0. So this is the quantum vacuum. where existence, non-existence coincides, where everything, nothing coincides, where yes and no coincides. That is called a vacuum, and this is the quantum vacuum. But the quantum vacuum is not existing at the same point with its coupling of existence and non-existence, or everything or non-everything, for the time in the world. Actually, existing is being converted into nothing. Nothing is being converted into everything. Everything is again being converted into nothing, and nothing is being converted into everything, and it goes on, endless infinity. This is a quantum vacuum fluctuation. I told you earlier that the quantum vacuum is such a state which denotes the everything and nothing at the same place. But the conversion from everything to nothing and nothing to everything is actually the quantum vacuum fluctuation. Quantum fluctuation is a very important concept in quantum physics and string theory. I told you that how the string took birth just after the Planck's world. From the Planck's world they got the womb to take birth. Afterward they took birth. Whatever be. But before all these things, before the birth of even the Planck's world, we can say that in the 11th dimension, according to string theory, that quantum vacuum and quantum fluctuation is being created. So, this creation does not require any creator. If there is any creator, that is something which is not visibly like a human being. So, no and yes, everything and nothing, existence and non-existence being converted each moment in so small moment that it is smaller than the Planck time. Planck time is called the discrete amount of time, which cannot be divided, indivisible. It is smaller than also the Planck time. So it is the world, universe, entirely invisible, which is being created and annihilated. This creation and annihilation frequently has different operators. This creation operators and annihilation operators can also be projected through mathematics. We told earlier in the context of Planck's work. We told earlier how quanta takes birth. If we go to our video of how the quantas was created with this creator operator and annihilator operator, and above all through field operator, you will get the glimpse of the system, how this everything is nothing disappear. Here we will only tell that the quantum vacuum fluctuation have also a mathematical language, that is the running commentary of the event. This quantum vacuum fluctuation is generally denoted by rho vac. Just write rho and then VAC at the foot will be equal to reduced Planck constant, that is H bar, into omega by 2. This omega is the angular frequency of the place where it is taking place. Actually, this formula denotes that in a place, in a particular point of this everything and nothing, of this everything and nothing superposed position, if we think that has an area, if we think, actually area was not born there, if we think there is an area, in that area, within that area, in a very, very small point, such a point which is called world sheet, we will talk about it later. In a specific dimension, what amount of energy is being created and annihilated, and how this vacuum is there after creation and annihilation, what amount of vacuum is left there will be detected by this formula. You know that reduced Planck constant is actually the Planck constant when divided by 2 pi, that is one kind of angular frequency. And in the quantum physics, generally momentum is the amplitude, wavelength, and also this frequency is the energy. So this small amount of energy, that is reduced Planck constant, is being multiplied by omega by 2. That means angular frequency, original angular frequency, half of the original frequency. So there, if we deduct from one into another, there is something will be left, and that is the vacuum. That is the vacuum. In the infinitesimally small fraction of second, this vacuum is being created, and then again annihilation, and then again creation, and then the field of origin, etc. So this is the concept of the quantum vacuum. Physically we can say, I told you earlier at the very beginning of this video, that this quantum vacuum is such a place where the existence and non-existence are coinciding. That means everything and nothing, yes and no, are coinciding at there. As the quantum fluctuation is going on, that means everything, nothing, everything, nothing, everything, nothing, there must be an oscillation, Same thing repeating. And this oscillation creates the Planck's world. That means this oscillation creates a wave. This wave creates an amplitude or the wavelength. And that wavelength or amplitude is the smallest length in the visible and invisible universe, which is called Planck's length, and which is 1.62 into 10 to the power minus 35 meter. And the light, the speediest entity in the universe, in what time crosses this Planck length is called the Planck time. But before it, when the quantum fluctuation state, quantum vacuum fluctuation state, it is going on, it is the prior stage of this Planck. And the remaining fact that I said you earlier, that in such a point of that world sheet, here we are calculating how much energy is there actually by reduced Planck constant. And here we are calculating that when it goes away, what would be the status, that is omega by 2. So when we are multiplying to each other, then we are watching the most infinitesimally small factor that is creating this annihilation and creation. And this is the quantum vacuum and quantum vacuum fluctuation. Quantum vacuum and quantum vacuum fluctuation cannot be separated, as their quantum vacuum and quantum vacuum is fluctuating every moment. A moment is also a large unit. Moment is also a large unit. It is the lesser amount of time than the Planck's time. So after this quantum vacuum fluctuation gets completeness, then Planck's worlds get starts. After the Planck's world, there is Casimir effect. After the Casimir effect, you will see that there is also Polykhov equation. After the Polykhov equation, there is Dirichlet's boundary condition that is described in the 10th dimension. And crossing this 10th dimension, the birth of quanta will take place. That is very interesting history. We will be coming into the next portions as how this graviton was created, and it created all the visible and invisible universe. So the first ever universal event before the creation of the universe, visible or invisible, the first event took place, first event of all is the quantum vacuum fluctuation. Existence of quantum vacuum and its fluctuation. And it does not require any explanation. Why? Because in the classical physics, it has been said that the universe was created from a singularity. This singularity is actually a place where the infinite density, infinite amount of mass and infinite amount of heat is there. And cosmic inflation which started created the universe. But naturally question can take place here. What was before the Big Bang? No question, no answer was there in the classical physics. But if this point is considered the quantum vacuum fluctuation, then which was before quantum vacuum fluctuation does not require any explanation. Because Before everything, there was nothing, and nothing before everything. Before, if you ask me what was before everything, I will say nothing. And if you ask me that what was before nothing, that was everything. So nothing, everything circle is always getting active. So there is no question arises why this visible or invisible universe started to form. This is the first event spontaneously going on every moment, in every Planck time, in every smaller amount of Planck time in this universe. So this is quantum vacuum fluctuation. The first ever event took birth before the birth of our visible universe, before the birth of our invisible universe, and even before the birth of quantum physics, and even before the birth of string theory. This fascinating world. If you have any questions, you can put that into the comment box. And if you are interested further, then you can subscribe our channel 7 Quantum Academy and just tap on the bell icon so you can be notified when new videos get uploaded. So just giving you the glimpse of these quantum vacuum fluctuations, and to come into the next phase, I will have to go a little bit further away to find out what is happening there. Getting all the information with a beautiful story I am going to present in my next video. Till then, goodbye from Triptaya.